Okay, after you we call open your image in Photoshop. Okay, we're going to remove the background here so that we can replace with other background. All right, so let's say if you don't want to replace the background, still fine, no issues. Okay, but what you need to do is we need to adjust the maybe some part will become very dark, so we need to select a certain area and then we have to make it brighter. Okay, later I'll show you how we can use the layer mask to adjust the certain part of the image to make it brighter, or even changing the color, or make the color more vibrant, let's say. Okay, so first of all, we're going to make a selection of the object. Okay, I'm going to use my pen tool to make a selection. Okay, for those who are first time using Photoshop, right? Let's say if you want to go nearer to your object, okay, you can press Control and plus to zoom in, Control and plus to zoom in, okay, and then Control and minus to zoom out. Number one, Control plus, Control minus. All right, and then Control 0, it will fit to your view. All right, Control plus, Control minus, Control 0. Let's say you already zoom in, okay, Control plus, and then if you want to pan in your drawing, you hold your space bar, click and drag. Hold your space bar, click and drag to pan. Okay, so let's say I'm going to start with this area here. All right, I zoom in already. So I go to my pen tool. Okay, in the toolbar, you will find there is a one tool called pen tool. Okay, shortcut for pen tool is P. All right, you choose your pen tool and then start to draw the edge of that object. Okay, in case if you're not familiar with the pen tool, you click and let go your mouse, click and let go your mouse, click and let go your mouse to draw straight line. If you are familiar, you can click and drag to make a curvy shape, curvy line. Okay, I zoom in further. I just simply click, just click and let go to get a straight line. Okay, I didn't click and drag. All right, so let's say I want it to be, if I'm familiar, I can actually click and drag to make a curvy line. You see, I don't have to put too many points. Click and drag, hold the space bar, click and drag, and then click and drag again. Hold the space bar, click and drag. Okay, if the object is quite big, right, then you can zoom out. Hold the space bar, you click and drag, and then draw again. All right, so if you're not familiar, again I'm repeating, if you're not familiar, just draw straight lines. Okay, but make sure the line is perfect. You zoom in, and then you click, hold spacebar, click and drag, click again, hold spacebar, click and drag, click again. Continue to draw until you close the loop. You click back where you started. Okay, so let me just complete this. I'm holding my spacebar, click and drag, let go. Okay, something like this. Okay, let's say I have a curvy shape over here. I just draw a small line here to make it curvy. Something like this. Okay, if it is straight, then I just straight away go down and then click. Okay, if I have a curvy line over here, okay, just simply click, 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 and click. Understand or not, everyone? Understand or not? Yes, no? Okay, if you have a problem, please let me know. Okay, if got no problem, please try, start to draw. All right?
Are we drawing the three items separately or?
Yeah, it's going to be separately. Draw one first. You haven't drawn one yet, right? We have to draw it separately. Okay, complete one first. Then we will continue with another one. If you made a mistake in drawing, right, you can proceed first. Later on, you can edit and edit the curve using another tool, which is direct selection tool, to edit the part that you just draw.
Sir, sorry,
Yep.
saya lambat masuk. Boleh saya tahu
Yeah.
kita buat apa sekarang ni?
Okay, let me just share back the link.
Okay, sorry sir.
Okay. Okay, there is a link in the chat box. Click the link and then download the file, and then you open the file in Photoshop and then start to use the pen tool to draw around the object. Okay.
Okay, note, sir.
What's that? You must close back your line where you started. If you look at my screen, this is the point where I started. I click back where I started to close the loop. If you have completed drawing one object, please let me know. Just type in the chat. If you have difficulty in drawing, please let me know also. Okay. Anis done, Arif done, Estila done. The rest. Okay, some out of the area. Okay, very good. Okay, take a look here. If let's say you have a problem, right? Okay, so what you do is you can, sorry. What you do is you go nearer to that area and then you use your direct selection tool. Can you see there is a black color arrow, which is the path selection tool? If you click and hold, you will find direct selection tool, white color arrow. Use that white color arrow and then make a selection at that one point. You just click and let go one time, and then you can modify the shape. All right. So that's why when you're drawing, right, you need to zoom in first. Then only you start to draw. Okay. You adjust back. Use your direct selection tool. Okay. The white color arrow, not the black color arrow. The white color arrow, and then you click and drag your point. Number one. If you have a handle, and then you can adjust the handle also. Let's say, for example, I have this, right? Okay, you can see when I drag, I have these two handles here. Okay, you can adjust the handle as well. All right, click at the point here, click and drag, and then adjust the handle if you need to. All right, clear everyone? To edit the line. Okay, all done? Shall I proceed? Or do you need more time? All right. Okay, now take a look on my screen. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. Okay, I shall wait 1 minute. Okay, when you're editing in Photoshop, right, it's very important you create a nice selection. All right. So you spend more time slowly in detail. You zoom in back, check anywhere got error or not. Okay, and then you check everything. Okay, if there is a problem, you edit back the line. All right, you check back. Okay, for example, like mine, I have an issue here. Okay, my line is not perfect, you see. Over here, I can see some of the white color line here. So I go to my direct selection tool, I adjust back the point here. Move it down a bit. Okay, this one maybe move it down. Okay, something like this. Even though this is not a straight line, it's supposed to be like wavy a bit, right? Supposed to be wavy a bit, but I didn't do that. I ignore that. Okay, if you want a perfect selection, make sure you draw back everything like same. Okay, it should be wavy supposedly. All right, so what I can do here in this case, right, I go to my pen tool again. Okay, much better to have more points. Yes, correct. Okay, at the same time, okay, make sure all the points are in the right position. Even in a straight line, no. If straight line, no need more points. Okay, if you're sure it is straight line, no need more points. You just end point and then another end point. All right. So in this case, right, I want to make it curvy. So what I do, I go to my pen tool, click and hold. I have this add anchor point tool. Okay, add anchor point tool, and then I'm going to add another point. Add another point over here. You see, I'm just clicking over here to add more points. Something like this. Okay, and then in between, I add another point over here so that I can move the points up later. Okay, let's say something like this. Then I go to my direct selection tool. I just move this up. Move it up. Can you see that? Okay, move up, move up, move up. Okay, it's a bit only, but once you zoom in, you can see clearly. All right, clear? Okay, use your pen tool, click and hold your pen tool. You will find add anchor point tool, and then click to add more points. Okay, in case if you want to remove, then you go to delete anchor point tool. All right, and if you want to make your line curvy, for example, if you look at my screen here, okay, let's say this is a sharp line, let's say lah. Okay, what I do is I go to convert point tool, and then I click and drag to make it curvy. You see, if I click one time, it will be straight line. Now it is straight line. If I want to make it curvy, use the convert point tool, and then you click and drag horizontally to make it curvy. Horizontal or curvy or vertical depends on your position of your points. All right. Okay, done selection. Okay, let's say I zoom out first. In order for us to get the selection from the path that we just draw, okay, can you just double check in your layer panel? Do you have additional layer or only background layer? Do you have a shape layer or only background layer? Anyone got shape layer? Yes, no? Only background only. Okay, nobody ya? Tak ada yang ada shape layer. Alright, good. Okay, same like mine lah. Okay, sometimes right, if you go to your pen tool, just take a look first. If you go to pen tool, on top here, there is two options. By default, this is path. By default, if you click the path, you can also choose shape and draw. When you choose shape and draw, it will create another layer. Okay, for example, like this. I choose shape and then I draw. You see, I have my shape 1. All right, so in this case, we don't use a shape, we just use path. All right, so I just undo back. Okay, once you have this path drawn, right, you go to window and then you click on path. Okay, it will open up the path panel. Window, path. Okay, it will open up the path panel. You will see there is a work path. Okay, at the work path, what you can do is you can click the third icon over here. Okay, there is load path as selection. Okay, when you click the third icon, it will change the path into a selection. Okay, once you have selection, you go to your background layer here. At the bottom of the layer panel, click the third icon. Okay, add a mask. You just click. Okay, what it will do is it will create a layer mask, black and white layer mask from the selection. Faham? I undo balik. Please take a look here. Okay, after you draw using your path. Okay, after you draw using your path, you go to your path panel, window, path. And then you select your work path, you click the third icon over here. Okay, load path as selection. Okay, you will have a selection. Once you have selection, selection is the running line, the dash line, which is always moving. Okay, so that is your selection. Once you have selection, you go to your layer panel. At the bottom of the layer panel, you click the third icon. Okay, add a mask, you click. Okay, when you click, right, what happened? It will remove your background. All right, only the selected part will remain. And if you notice in your layer, there is black and white box over here. That is your layer mask. So far clear? Dapat tak semua?
Dapat, sir.
Alright, okay, cool. Okay, but of course we want to select more objects, right? Okay, but we have only one layer over here. So what we do, we make a copy of the layer. You select the layer 0 over here now. Click on layer 0 here. You press Ctrl J. Ctrl J is to duplicate layer or to make a new layer from selection. Okay, currently we don't have any selection. So just select the layer, press Ctrl J. Ctrl J, if you go to menu, you go to layer, new layer via copy here. Dah duplicate? Okay. Once you duplicate, the bottom layer, right? At the bottom layer, you select the layer mask, the black and white box, right? You click and drag and drop to the dustbin at the bottom. Okay, to remove the layer mask, and then you choose delete, not apply, delete. Faham? Drag and drop the layer mask to the dustbin at the bottom of the layer panel, and then press delete, not apply. Okay, and then you can continue to draw the second object. Okay, if you notice on your layer, the top layer is only the first object. The bottom layer is like same like the original one. Okay, so select the second layer and then go back to your pen tool, start to draw again. Okay, so let me make a selection first. So zoom in. Okay, don't forget to zoom in and then you start to draw. Okay, when you draw, make sure not shape lah. Go back to path. I've forgotten to change back. This should be path, and then click and drag, and then I click and drag. Okay, you see, when you're familiar with your pen tool, you can minimize the number of points. Okay, you don't have to draw everything. Okay, something like this. Then later on, if it is not perfect, I can edit later using my direct selection tool. Okay, let's say I draw first. Okay, continue drawing for the second object. Okay, like this is almost straight over here. So I just click. Okay, after done, you use your direct selection tool, you edit back your line. Anyone done with the selection? Okay, Muhammad Harif done. How about the rest? Okay, Rex Wong done. Okay, in case some of you just joined, right? Okay, I'm going to put the link again. Okay, you please download the link, download the image from the link, and then you open in Photoshop, and then we are trying to use the pen tool to make a selection. Okay, draw around the object using the pen tool, and then we're going to create a selection. All right. Okay, for those who are unable to do it, right, don't worry, I will share my file shortly. Okay. Okay, who else done? Okay, Rex Wong, go to your pen tool, you click and hold your pen tool, and then you go to add anchor point tool. Go to your pen tool, click and hold, and then go to add anchor point tool. Okay, and then click on the path, on the line. Okay, Estila done, some more. Okay, if you remember, you can proceed. You can proceed. For example, I select my layer 0. Please take a look for a while. Please take a look for a while. Select the layer 0. You press Ctrl J to duplicate. Okay, you duplicate first. Then only you make a selection and layer mask. Okay, I press Ctrl J. Select layer 0. Press Ctrl J. The top layer here, the middle one, not the top, middle one. And then you go to your path panel. Load selection from the path. And then add layer mask. Okay, and then you can try to turn off your layer 0. Dapat? Faham tak? I undo balik I undo balik, Ctrl Z. Okay, we already drawn the second path here for the second object. Select layer 0, press Ctrl J to duplicate, and then go to your path panel, load the selection. Okay, load path as a selection. Once you have the selection, go to the bottom of your layer panel, click Add Layer Mask. Okay, it doesn't do anything because the layer 0 is turned on. You can try to turn it off. Okay, then you will see only object is visible. All right, clear? Then you continue with the third object. Faham tak semua? Okay, continue please. If you have any question, please let me know. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. All right. Okay, for those who, join a bit late, right? Okay, I will share this image shortly. Okay. So that you don't have to start from beginning. Okay, like this object is a straight line. Okay, so you can minimize the number of anchor points. Photoshop cheated. How come Photoshop can cheat you? Huh? And what is that? Content aware, is it? Okay, something is wrong with my Photoshop. Let me close and open back. Okay, the quick action button don't use, please. Okay, we try to do it manually. All right. My first pen tool job disappear. First pen tool job disappear. Means, is it the first object? Do you mean by first object or the second object? Okay, you need to create a layer mask first. Have you created the layer mask before drawing the second one? After you complete the drawing for the first object, right? Okay, you need to go to the path panel, and then you need to load as a selection. After load it as a selection, and then you need to go to your layer. You need to add layer mask. Lina? Understand? Okay, if you're still not sure, please share your screen. All right. Okay, let's say I'm done with the third one. Okay, I'm going to go to work path, load it as a selection, then go to layer 0, add layer mask. Okay, so now we get this. All right, so let me just crop this image. I'm going to make a selection using the rectangle marquee tool. I select this area, and then I'm going to crop the image. I go to image, and then I go to crop. Okay, and then I'm going to save my image here. Okay, let me share the file first, just in case. Hang on. Okay, let me just undo back. Okay, after I draw for the third object, I go to my path panel, and then I click the third button over here. Okay, load path as a selection. or you can also hold your control and click at the thumbnail over here. Can you see there is a rectangle box here? Hold your control and click. Also, it will create a selection. Okay, once you have the selection, you go to your layer, select your layer, and then add layer mask. Okay, it will remove the background. Then after that, I go to my rectangle marquee tool, the second tool in the toolbar. Okay, and then I draw a box around these three objects over here. Then I go to image and crop. Okay, make a rectangle shape selection and then go to image menu and then crop. Then you can save your file. From where, Estila? Repeat again, from where? From the selection. Okay, forgot how to duplicate layer. All right. Okay, since okay, after you draw the path, right? Okay, what you do? Let's say I remove my layer first. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's say you have this. You have your background, right? Your background is visible, right, Estila? Not visible. Can you share your screen, Estila, please? Click the share button and then choose your Photoshop screen and then click share again. Okay, you want to do the third one, right? Okay, select that layer, press Ctrl J now. Any one of the layer, select and then press Ctrl J. Press Ctrl J now. Okay, the bottom layer, the black and white layer mask, remove it. Black and white, yes. Click and drag, drop, correct. Again. Okay, done. Now you can make a selection on the third object. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Check, is it uploaded? Okay, the one I've just edited, right? I already uploaded in my Google Drive. Okay, please click the link and then download the file. In case if you're unable to follow from the beginning, okay, you just download and then we proceed from here. Okay, download and then keep first. Okay, how to save the file? Okay, after you crop the whatever, let me create this. Okay, after you remove the background for the third layer also, you go to your rectangle tool, rectangle marquee tool, you draw a box around the three objects, go to image and crop. Okay, after you crop, when you go to file save, right, it will go to save as. Okay, so let's say I choose save as, for example, and then I choose any location. Let's say I save it in my desktop, and then I save it as a product edit or whatever. Put a different file name because the existing file name, right, there is a problem, there is a symbol and so on, right? So we have an issue. So remove the existing name, put your own name. Okay, go to file, save as, and then put your own name, then you save. Save it as PSD file. Okay. Understand? Can you do that? Save your file first. Done saving. Draw a rectangle. Okay, let me just undo back. Okay, in your toolbar on your left hand side, right, there is one is the move tool. The second tool is your rectangle marquee tool. You go to rectangle marquee tool, you simply click and drag. Just click and drag. Okay, you will get a rectangle shape selection. Okay, once you get the selection, you go to image and crop. All right, you can use the crop tool also, can nothing wrong with that. Okay, you can use the crop tool and then draw a box and then press enter to apply, also can. Okay, why I'm used to rectangle tool and then go to image crop, because older version, right, the very old version don't have crop tool. Okay, just for your info, I'm used to it. Okay, so I go to image crop and then save your file. Okay, have you saved your file? Have you saved your file? Yes, yes. Okay, for those who are unable to complete, you can download from the link. I already provide the link, you can just download. And then you open. All right, so here, okay, for this case, right, okay, it is aligned nicely in a, you know, like a horizontally, it is aligned properly. Okay, if you are planning to move the objects in individually, then you need to maintain the layers. Okay, if you want to edit all three together, the same position as this, then you can just leave it as it is. All right, so what we do now, after you save it as product edit, right, okay, this you can keep your file. Okay, what we do, let's say I want to create some social media post, let's say, using this product. Okay, so what I do, I go to file again. Okay, go to file again, and then you press save as. Okay, the original, the one you cut, right, you can reuse it for other purpose. Let's say you want to create a brochure, you want to create a, you know, Facebook cover image, you want to create a flyer, whatever, anything, banner, whatever, you can keep it first. But now what we do, we save as a IG post, let's say. Okay, I'm going to post it on Instagram, so I save it as a IG post, and then I press save. Understand or not, everyone? Okay, after I save as IG post, I'm going to change my image size over here. Okay, so I go to image and then I go to image size. Okay, I can see from my image here, the height is bigger than the width. Okay, so what I do, I change the height to 2000. Okay, this 2000 will be the width and the height later. Okay, so I change the height to 2000. Make sure the resample is turned on. Okay, resample turn on, change the height to 2000 pixel, and then you press OK. Okay, what is the size for Instagram post? Anyone? What is the size for Instagram post? No idea. Okay, 1:1. All right, 1080 by 1080. All right, very good. Okay, so the size is 1080 by 1080 pixel. Okay, or Lingo said 1:1. Yes, correct. Means it can be any size as long as it is 1:1 size. Means width and the height is the same, but it should be bigger than 1080 or same as 1080. All right. Okay, minimum is 1080. More than that can. So that's why I put 2000. More than 1080. All right. So now after you change the width, after you change the height to 1080, you go to image and then you go to canvas size. Okay, image canvas size. Now you change the width to 2000. Earlier, image size, height is 2000. Now canvas size, width also 2000. All right, then you press OK. Then only it will become a square size. All right, paham tak? Faham tak? Siapa yang kurang faham? Okay, Rex Wong, when you change your image size, right? Okay, make sure this is turned on. This must be turned on. All right. So first thing, I go to image menu, image size. I change the height to 2000. Then I click OK. Okay. And then I go to image canvas size. The width I change to 2000. Paham? I mean canvas size relative button. Relative, what does it do? No, it should not. Okay, relative mean when you change one, okay, the other, does it change? It doesn't change. No. Yes, correct. Relative mean it both will be connected. Don't check. It should be individual. Okay. Set to centimeter, not pixel. So change to pixel. Okay, because we're going to post it on social media, right? Social media, it doesn't count by centimeter. Digital media, you must use pixel. Change to pixel and then 2000. Okay. Why we cannot just change it at canvas size for height and width? Okay, good question. Thank you. Okay, let me just undo back. Take a look. Don't do anything. Please take a look. Let me just undo back. Okay, here, okay, if I go to canvas size, I go to image, and then I go to canvas size. Okay, you can see my size now is 2500, 3000. All right. If I change this to 2000, and then I click OK, and then I proceed. You see, it says a new canvas size is smaller than the current canvas size. Some clipping will occur. Let's say I go to proceed. It will crop the image. Okay, of course, you still can select the image. You press Ctrl T, you can scale it down. Can also. Okay, I just don't want to the object to be cropped. That's why. Okay, Munisuran. Thanks for the question, by the way. All right. So I go to image size, change the biggest one. Change the biggest one to 2000. Then you go to canvas size. Sorry. Then change the width to 2000. Mean we should resize the image, then canvas size. Yes, correct. Correct. Same goes for to image. What do you mean by same goes to image?
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Let's say like we want to scale down in image column. Is it possible, or are you gonna crop the picture also?
Okay, image size will not crop. Canvas size only will crop.
But
Okay.
can we change like an image like a 2000 in 2000? Will be change?
No, cannot. It will be distorted. Let me undo again one more time. Okay, take a look here. Okay, let's say if I go to image, right? Image size. Image size, you can change only one value. You cannot change both. Let's say if I top here, bottom here, I change to 2000. Top become 1005. 1005, I change to 2000. Bottom become 26. 26, I change to 2000. So repeat this forever. Right? Right? But let's say you uncheck this option here. You uncheck, then of course you can change. But it will distort your image. Here. Nampak tak? It becomes square shape, but it distort your image. Image never ever distort your image, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so I undo back. So always, when you resize your image, make sure this is turned on, the constraint here. Okay, so this is 2000, and go to canvas size, also 2000. Okay.
So, sir, so this one goes to any other image that we're going to edit, is it?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
okay, thank you, sir.
Let's say you have a photograph, okay, and then you want to resize the photograph, you change your image sizes, either height or width.
Okay.
Choose one. Then you go to canvas size. If you want to crop or whatever, you change there.
Okay, sir.
All right. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Great. Thank you. Okay. Now, okay. Let's say we want to do something with this objects here. Okay. So I'm going to select all the 3 layers together. Press Ctrl T. I'm going to scale it down a bit. Okay. When you're scaling down, anyone using CS6? If you're using CS6 version, make sure you press your Shift key when you're scaling down. Okay, to scale down, select the top layer, hold your Shift key, select the last layer. After you select your layer, you go to Edit, Free Transform. Shortcut is Ctrl T. Okay, shortcut is Ctrl T, and then you click and drag. Okay, if you're using CS6, make sure you hold your Shift key and drag. If you're using new version, don't have to press Shift key, just simply drag, so that it will be proportionate. The width and the height will always linked. All right, let's say something like this. And then let's say I want to put a background color. Okay, so I create a new layer. In the layer panel, create a new layer. It will create layer 1. This layer 1, drag and drop to the bottom. Okay, bring it down so that it will be at the bottom. And then you can go to your gradient panel, let's say. Go to gradient tool. And then you can see on top here, there is black and white. Click the black and white color. And then you can choose your own color. For example, let's say I want to choose from the preset over here. I have pink color over here. Click the arrow at the pink here. And then choose any one of the color. Okay, let's say I choose this color, let's say. And then I click OK. You just simply click and drag. Okay, then it will apply the color. And you can change the direction, how you want to drag. All right. Clear? Okay, repeat again. All right, no worries. Okay, have you created a new layer? Have you created a new layer? Layer 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you go to your gradient tool. In your toolbar, there is a gradient tool. Click the gradient tool. And then on top here, you will see black and white color. Can you see my cursor? Okay, you can also go to the arrow at the color here. Click the small arrow beside the color. And then you scroll down to pinks over here. Click the arrow again at the pink color. And then scroll down your mouse. And then choose your color that you want. Okay, not necessarily pink lah. You can choose orange, green, whatever. And then choose your color. Okay, choose your color. Then you click and drag in your document. All right. Upside down. And then you drag from the opposite side. Faham, Arif? Click and drag dari bawah ke atas pula. Atau kiri kanan. Kanan ke kiri. Alright? Just simply click and drag. Sekali lagi. Again and again. You can do it multiple times. It will override. Jelas tak semua? How to create new layer. In your layer panel, at the bottom of your layer panel, there is a plus icon. Sebelah tong sampah. Okay, you click the plus button. It will create a new layer. Then only you go to your gradient tool, change your gradient color. You just simply click and drag. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to change my color here. I don't want this green color. So whatever color lah, orange ke. Let's say I'm going to choose orange color. Okay, something like this. Okay, if you want to customize the color, not able to create new layer, why? Lingo, can you share your screen? Okay, can you try to press Q and then new layer? Lingo. Press Q one time and then new layer. Can or not?
Press alphabet Q.
Yes.
Then
New layer.
no.
Cannot. Can you share screen now?
Okay, okay.
Oh, you need to press enter first. Your free transform is still active. You need to press enter in your keyboard.
Okay. Then
Press enter.
yes, I pressed already.
No.
Eh?
Okay, click the move tool then. Click the move tool.
Where is the move tool?
The toolbar on the left hand side, the first one. Yes,
Oh, okay.
click.
Then
Click. Okay, one more time. Can you see on top here, there is a right button, tick. Can you press the tick button now?
this one.
Yeah, click. Okay, now it applies. I think your
Oh.
enter key is not working, I guess. Never mind. Now create a new layer. Drag and drop. Yes. Go to gradient. Change your gradient color on top. Click the arrow. Okay, can choose from there. Click OK. Click OK first.
Oh, this zoom toolbar.
Okay,
is,
understood. Understood.
how to move? Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. Click and drag. In your document, just click and drag.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
Okay,
you, sir.
Okay.
I just do this one.
Any question, guys? Estila, did you manage to resize your image? Estila? Okay, all right. Okay, let's say I want to change to a different color. I don't want to use the preset. Okay, so what I do, I click add the color. Okay, again, go to your gradient tool, click on the color. You will see there is a stops. Can you see the stops? Okay, this is your gradient stop. The one at the bottom here. Okay, you double click on the yellow color here, for example, and then choose your own color. Okay, let's say I choose a very gray color, light gray, and then the second color here, double click, and then choose another color. Let's say I click OK, and I can actually move the color also, or I can add more color in between the two colors. When you see a hand tool, right? Can you see your cursor change to hand? You click, it will add another color. Okay, and you can double click and you can change to a different color. All right. So let's say I don't want this. So let me just click and drag this, or maybe use another color, something like this. Then I click and drag. Okay, or maybe I choose some other color, lighter color. Let's say I change to a white color maybe. And then I click and drag. Okay. Can you try to change the color? Yes. Okay, you go to gradient tool. Okay, click on the color, not the arrow. Click on the color. You'll get the gradient editor. At the gradient editor, you will see there is two color at the bottom. Here, can you see my cursor? This one. You double click this, and then you choose your own color. And then another color on the right hand side, double click, and then choose another color. Okay, in the middle, if you want more color, you just simply click. When you can see the hand tool, you click, it will add color. Okay, and then when you see another hand tool, you click, it will add another color. Double click to change the color. Okay, double click and then it will pop up another color picker, and then you change the color. You can actually move the colors. If you want to remove the color, you just simply click and drag down. Click, hold and drag down. It will remove. Okay. Understand? All right. And then you click and drag. If let's say you don't want a linear gradient, okay, this is a linear gradient. All right, linear means from one direction to another direction. Can you see on top here, there is another option here. Okay, this is a radial gradient, and then there is an angle gradient, there is a reflected gradient and diamond gradient. Okay, let's say if I choose radial gradient, okay, let me just choose another color. And then if I click and drag from the center to the outside, you see, the bright color is in the middle, the darker color is outside. Okay, let me choose another contrast color. Then I click and drag, something like this. Faham tak? Radial gradient. Understand, guys? Okay, all right, wait. Okay, gradient done. Have you chosen your colors? All right, cool. Okay, now please take a look at my screen. Okay, I can see my color, the object's color is not very vibrant. Okay, so what I can do here, I can adjust the color by using adjustment layer. Okay, for example, the top object, the layer, right? You can try to on and off to check which object is which layer. Okay, I can see my first object is at the top layer. So I select my top layer over here, and then I go to the adjustment layer, the fourth icon. There is a circle and with a black and white kind of thing at the bottom of the layer panel. It says create new fill or adjustment layer. You click that and then you choose hue and saturation. Okay, I'm going to choose hue saturation, and then I can increase the saturation. Can you see that? Of course, not too high lah. Huh? Just increase a bit only. Okay, to make the color more vibrant. Okay, even though this is a black object, right? But if we have an orange color over here, just simply click and drag. Okay, and adjustment layer, it will apply to all the layer below the adjustment layer. Can you see that? All the layers has been affected. Don't put too high. Okay, lower down a bit. Something like this. And then if you want to check, right, you can anytime you turn off the adjustment layers visibility. Before, after. Before, after. Can you see the difference? Understand or not? Try to do first. If you got problem, please let me know. Okay, one more time. Okay, let me just remove this first. Okay, I deleted my adjustment layer. You go to, make sure you select your top layer because we want the adjustment layer to be on top. So that's why I'm selecting my top layer. All right. And then you go to the adjustment layer at the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, 4, icon number 4 at the bottom of the layer panel. Create new fill or adjustment layer. You click that and then you choose hue saturation. Okay, hue saturation, and then you increase the saturation, not the hue. Hue is to change color. Saturation is to increase the color or to reduce the color. If you reduce, it becomes black and white. Okay, if you increase, it will add color. Don't put maximum, but increase a bit. While increasing, you look at your image, whether it looks okay or not. If too much, lower down. Okay? Clear? All right, great. Okay, all done? The hue and saturation. All done? Okay, very good. Okay, now take a look very carefully here. Let's say part of the image, I want to make it brighter. Let's say, okay, for example, let's say this area. Let's say example only. Okay, so what you can do here, I'm going to select that specific layer. Let's say this layer, right? Okay, I want to make it brighter only at this area. Okay, but it's at the same time it should look natural, right? So what you can do, you create an adjustment layer and then you create clipping mask so that it will affect only this layer, number 2, and then we adjust the what we call adjustment layer mask, the white color box. Okay, there are 3 things. Let me just show you one time and then I will repeat again. Just watch first, don't follow. Watch first, try to understand what's going on. Okay, I select my layer 0 over here, which is the 3rd object, and then I go to add layer mask. Add adjustment layer, and then I go to curve. Okay, I go to curve. If I adjust the curve now, right, it will adjust the object and also the background layer. I don't want to adjust the background layer. I want to adjust only the object. All right. So what we do here, we create clipping mask for the curve. Right click on the curve 1, and then I go to create clipping mask. When I do clipping mask, right, when I adjust, it will not affect the background. It will affect only the object. Okay, number 2. So I'm going to increase the brightness a bit. Let's say something like this. And then what I do, I make the white color to become black color. Okay, when I put black color over here, it will not affect the image. Okay, so how do we put black color over here? You can select this white color box over here and then press Control I. Control I is invert. Okay, invert the color. If white color, it will become black. If black color, it become white. Okay, if you have a colorful image, it will become like a negative. All right. So after I make it black color, I want to brighten only this area, right? Okay. So I paint with white color at this area only. So I go to my brush tool. I change my foreground color to white color, and then I adjust my brush size. Okay. I lower down my opacity of the brush, and then I paint at this area to make this area brighter. Okay, so this 1% is too low. Let me just increase a bit. And then I paint few times. Can you see any difference? Is it too obvious? I increase the color. Is it obvious or not? Yes, a bit. Okay, to check the effect, right? You can on and off your adjustment layer. Can you see now? Before, after. Before, after. Paham? Paham? And if you notice at the adjustment layer mask, there is a gray color over here. Can you see that? The one I painted. Small white color dot here. That is the thing that I painted. Paham semua? Okay, this method, right, it applies to any object, any image. It can be a face, it can be whatever image. You create adjustment layer, and then you make it, you make it brighter or whatever, and then you make it black color so that there is no effect, and then you manually paint with your brush tool with white color. Then it will apply. Yes, Estila, I will repeat again one more time. Don't worry. Okay, so let me just remove back. Okay, I already deleted. Okay, select your layer 0. Okay, now you can follow. Okay, select your layer 0. We create a curve adjustment layer. Curve. Okay, this curve, right, we use it to increase the brightness, okay, or make it darker, or we can also change the color to increase the red color, to increase the blue color, to increase the green color, or reduce the blue, reduce the red, reduce the green maybe. Okay, the RGB channel we can adjust using the curve. All right, so you go to adjustment layer, click curve. You will get curve 1 on top of layer 0. If it is not on top of layer 0, you click and drag. You adjust back the position so that it is exactly on top of this bottom layer. Dapat tak so far? Okay, after you create curve 1, okay, you go to right click on the curve 1, choose create clipping mask. Okay, can you do that? When you choose create clipping mask, right, you will get a small arrow over here, like a pointing downwards. Have you done that? Create clipping mask. Okay, after that, can you see your properties over here? Okay, your properties over here, you just simply click and drag this line up to increase the brightness. When you increase, don't increase too much. This line, right, should be a curvy line, not a straight line. Okay, so you need to bring down back the point so that the curve, you can see the entire line as a curved line, not a straight line. Okay, something like this. Faham? Faham? Okay, siapa yang tak dapat? Anyone so far up to here tak dapat? Semua dapat? All can? Okay, I'm going to proceed. Okay, you select your this white color. Okay, of course this image still looks okay lah, but this is not my goal. My goal is to make only certain area to make it brighter, right? That is my goal. Okay, so what you do, you select your this mask. This mask is for the adjustment layer. Okay, you make it as a black color. Putih means it apply. Black means no apply. Faham? White means it will apply. Black means it will not apply. And for layer mask, black means transparent. White means opaque, means visible. Transparent, visible. White is visible. But for effects, right? Okay, white means got effect. Black means no effect. Clear? Okay, so we're going to make this into a black color. So how to make it as black color? We press Control I. Control I is image adjustment invert. Image adjustment invert. Shortcut is Control I. So it will invert the white color to a black color. Once you invert, right, your color adjustment, it will go back to the normal one, the original color. Okay, clear? Clear, everyone? All right. So after it become black color, you go to your brush tool. Okay, make sure it is a brush tool, not history brush. Not history brush. Brush tool. Nampak tak brush tool dekat toolbar? Okay, you choose your brush tool. And then on top here, you can adjust your size and also the hardness. Hardness must be 0. Just make sure, just double check. By default, it is 0. Just double check. Hardness must be 0, number 1. And then the opacity, you change to, let's say about 5%. Opacity change to 5%. Can or not? Clear, everyone? Okay. After that, your foreground color. Can you see on your toolbar there is black and white color, right? Okay, the one on the box on the top and also on the left hand side, that is your foreground color. The one on the bottom left hand side is your background color. Okay, you need to set your foreground color to white color. There is a small box black and white to reset. There is an arrow for you to exchange the color. Okay, so make sure the white color is on top. Then you paint on your area that you want to make it brighter. But you need to adjust your brush size. How to adjust brush size? You use your square bracket in your keyboard. Can you see there is a square bracket in your keyboard? Sebelah huruf P. Ada tak? You don't have to press shift, don't have to press control. Tekan bracket sahaja. Got or not? To increase or reduce the brush size. Ada tak? Okay. So you adjust your brush size according to the area that you want to paint. Alright, if it is too small, make it bigger. Okay, something like my brush size over here. And then you start to paint. Paint, 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 paint. Few times. Okay, so let's say something like this. I already painted. After you paint, you try to on and off your adjustment layer so that you can see the difference. Okay, kalau tak cukup, paint lagi. Paint some more. I can even increase my brush size. Let's say the middle part, I want it to make it brighter. Top and bottom, darker, let's say. Something like this. Then you can on and off. Okay? Jadi tak? Try first. Make sure your brush size is big enough. Kalau small, okay, we will have an issue. Okay, dia akan nampak sangat. Okay, let's say I reduce my brush size. Kecil, and then I paint. Okay, when your brush size is small, right, the coloring, it will not be smooth. Okay, dia akan nampak edge dia. Okay, so make sure your brush is big enough. Then baru paint. Okay. Dapat tak? Kalau dah, tolong bagi tahu. Try to on and off your layer. Okay, Anda done, Arif done, Rex Wong done. How about the rest? Okay, Miss Feren done. Okay, got it. All right, now take a look here. Take a look at my screen. Okay, let's say I want to do something like a reflection for this object. Okay, so I select my top layer here. Select the top layer, the product layer, this layer, and then I press Ctrl J to duplicate. Okay, then the bottom layer, press Ctrl T for free transform. Okay, then I hold my shift key, click and drag from the bottom up to from the top to bottom to reflect the object like this. Faham? Okay, again, I repeat one more time. Select the top layer, press Ctrl J, it will duplicate layer. And then select the bottom one. You have the same layer, 2 layers, right? Select the bottom one, and then you can press Ctrl T, you can click and drag one way. Another way is you can go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. And then you can use your Move tool, you can bring it down like that. Faham? Faham tak? Okay, so the next layer, I'm going to select the next object, press Ctrl J. Okay, select the bottom one, and then I go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical, use the Move tool in the toolbar. I click and drag down, and then adjust the position. Okay, and then the next object, okay, this one you need to be careful. Select the next object, press Ctrl J to duplicate. Okay, make sure you select the bottom one, not the top one. Select the bottom one, go to Edit, Transform, and then Flip Vertical. Use your Move tool, click and drag down. Something like this. And then you can adjust your position using your arrow key, up, down, arrow key in your keyboard. Up, down, left, right. Left, right, no need lah. Up, down sahaja. Dapat? Dapat tak semua orang? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Empat orang sahaja. Okay, shall I proceed? Shall I proceed? Okay, all right. So take a look here. Okay, when there is a reflection, right, the reflection won't be 100% same like the top object. So what we do, we lower down the opacity, number one. Okay, so select the bottom object here. I'm going to start from the first one. And then I go to opacity. Can you see the opacity in your layer panel? Click the opacity button and then lower down the opacity. Number one, let's say I put 50%. Okay, and then at the bottom of the object, I don't want it to be clearly visible. All right, so what I do, I click on the layer mask. Click on the layer mask, and then I go to my brush tool. I change my foreground color to black color, lower down the opacity to about 10%, increase the brush size. Okay, or maybe increase to 50% lah. Opacity I put 50%, and then I paint. Nampak tak? What happened here? Okay, we use the layer mask to actually make the object hidden by manually painting with black color. Ingat tak? Black color is transparent. White color is solid. Nampak? Okay, kita nak hilangkan bahagian bawah. Again, I repeat, I'm going to go to the second object here, the reflection layer. The reflection layer, click on the layer mask. You must click on the layer mask. Okay, and then you lower down the opacity to 50%. Number one. And then I go to my brush tool. Foreground color must be black color. Adjust the opacity to 50%. And then I paint at the bottom area. Okay, you paint on top first, bottom a bit, bottom a bit, bottom a bit, until it disappears. Again, one more time I repeat. Select the third object's reflection layer. Reduce the opacity to 50%. Opacity of the layer. And then I go to my brush tool. Change the foreground color to black color. opacity of the brush change to 50%, and then make sure you click on the layer mask, this black box, not the image here, the black color box here. Click first, then only you paint. Paint top, paint bottom, move your cursor, paint, paint, paint. Something like this. Faham tak? Can you try first? If done, let me know. All right. Noted. Thank you. Try first. Any problem, let me know. Okay, I'm going to open the petal image now from my downloads folder. Okay, so this one, right? Okay, so what you can do, okay, you have to make a selection, few of the petal, and then we can duplicate later on. All right, so let's say I'm going to choose one over here, another one here, another one over here. Let's say 3. Not yet. Okay, let me check. Flower petal. Okay, I'm putting the link in the chat. Okay, you can download from there. Okay, let me just continue in Photoshop first. Okay, to make a selection, we already learned how to make selection, right? Okay, so you zoom in, you go to your, oops. Okay, looks like painting. Okay, I go to my pen tool. Okay, I click and drag. Okay, somewhere around here, click and drag. Okay, so this is an organic shape, right? So not necessarily must be perfect. Inside a bit also can, nothing wrong. Okay, let's say click and drag, and then I click. So once you get the selection, okay, you make a copy of your background layer. Control J to duplicate layer. Go to your path panel, make a selection from the path, and then add layer mask. Okay, something like this. Okay, 1. And then again, I go to my background again. I select another object. Let's say this one. I go to my pen tool. I click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Okay, so maybe inside a bit. And then over here, I click and drag, click and drag. Okay, I make my handle shorter. Okay, something like this. Zoom out, and then click and drag again. Okay, the shape is not perfect, but it's okay. Click and drag, and connect back. Okay, go back to your path panel. Hold your control and click at the thumbnail here. It will get a selection. Go to your layer. Okay, and then you go to add layer mask. Okay, let's say I've forgotten to duplicate my layer. I want 3 petal, right? Select the layer, press Ctrl J. After you duplicate, you remove your layer mask, and then press delete. Okay, select layer 0, use your pen tool again. Okay, let's say I want to draw this object here. Go to pen tool. Okay, let's say I click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Okay, let's say something like this. Okay, go back to path, load as selection, select the layer, add layer mask. That we have 3 objects here. Okay, all these 3 objects, right? Okay, so you can put it together and then you can save it. Okay, you can use your move tool to move the objects. Select the layer and then you move it. Select the layer and then you move it. Something like this. Then you can crop the image. Okay, or another method is, instead of you save it as a different file, you can also use your move tool. Use your move tool. You click and drag the petal to the previous file, and then bring your cursor inside the file. Then you let go your mouse. Okay, it will be loaded. Again, I repeat. So let me just save this file. I'm going to crop this image. I'm going to save it as petals PSD file. Put it in my desktop. Save it. Let me go to my drive. Upload the file. Okay, 1 second. Less than a minute. It's uploaded. Let me copy the link. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Please download the PSD file and open. Okay, download the PSD file and open. Once you open, you'll get it something like this. So now you have 2 documents already open, right? So you select the layer that you want. For example, I select this layer over here, and then I go to my move tool. And then I click and drag. Okay, click and drag, hold your mouse, hold your mouse, bring your cursor here, hold your mouse. Once you can see your cursor in the center, then only you let go your cursor. Okay, again, go back to the previous document, select the next layer, use your move tool, click and hold, drag, hold your mouse, bring your cursor over here, still hold your mouse. Once you bring your cursor to the middle of the document, then only you let go your mouse. Then you can adjust the position. Okay, and the last one, select the next layer, you click and drag, put it over here, put it over here. All right, faham tak? Faham tak so far? Okay, and then you can resize your object. Can you do that now? Okay, so select your layer, press Ctrl T for free transform, and then you make it smaller. And then adjust the position. Select the layer, press Ctrl T, and then adjust the size. Press Enter. Select the layer, press Ctrl T for free transform, make it smaller, and then you can rearrange this. Rotate, Enter. Select the layer, press Ctrl T, you can rotate this. Okay, then press Enter. Okay, select the layer, press Ctrl T, rotate this, adjust the position, press Enter. To duplicate, you press alternate, click and drag. Okay. So let's say, for example, okay, try first. You guys try first. Put it in your document. Adjust the size to make it look like a bit different. How to adjust the size? You press Ctrl T. Okay, you duplicate. Alternate click and drag to duplicate. You press Ctrl T, Thailand, or free transform. You go to edit, free transform. Shortcut is Ctrl T. Okay, how to turn on by default? Uniform scale is on by default. Okay, if you are using new version, I think 2000 onwards already uniform. What version you are using? 2018. Oh, I think 2020. Sorry. Okay. No option Rexong. Sorry. Okay, new version only by default it is uniform. So you have to press Shift key. All right. If you are using new version, if you want to make it not uniform, then only you press Shift key. All right. The older version must press Shift key. And some of the petal, you can move it in between the objects layer. For example, I bring this downwards. I put it at the back of the object. Oops, sorry. Okay, something like this. Or even behind the object. Lower down the opacity. How to resize? Peter, you select the petal layer. You go to edit, and then you go to free transform. Okay, when you go to free transform, you can click and drag to make it bigger or smaller. You can bring your cursor outside of the blue color box, then you can rotate the object. And then to apply the free transform, you need to press Enter. Okay, how many of y'all done? Siapa yang dah? If you want to make it more interesting, then you have to bring in more petals lah, different color, different shape. If you want to distort the petal, right, Okay, instead of scaling, you want to distort the shape. You hold your control key, click and drag at the free transform. For example, take a look at my screen. I go to this petal over here. Okay, let's say I select this petal. Where is that? Here. Okay, I make a copy of this layer. Okay, so let's say I bring it on top to the top layer. Just click and drag. I'm going to put it at the top. Then I press Control T for free transform. And then I hold my control key. I click and drag. Can you see that? Now the shape changes already. Hold the control, click and drag when you are at the free transform. Okay, and then rotate. All right, done. Okay, so what else can you do with this image here? Okay, first thing, of course, you need to put some text lah. What do you want to explain the product about or whatever? Okay, so what you do? Okay, this now the entire image is taking up the whole place, right? So you select all your layer. You go to your top layer, select your top layer, and then hold your shift and then click the last layer, except for your gradient color. Other than the gradient, you select all the layer, you press Ctrl T for free transform, and then you make it smaller. Okay, so that you have some space for you to put your text. Faham? Faham tak? Select all your layer. Okay, I escape first. Go to your layer panel, select the top layer, then scroll down to the bottom, hold your shift and click the last layer, excluding the gradient layer. Okay, then you press Ctrl T. Ctrl T is free transform. And then you scale. When you're scaling, right, you can hold your alternate key and click and drag so that it will scale from the center. Okay, Ctrl T is free transform. Then you, oh, sorry, instead, Ctrl T, alternate click and drag, and then I press enter. Okay, it's already applied. I can still reposition this top ke bottom ke whatever. You reposition and then put your whatever description of your product, whatever promotion of your product, you put it on top. So let's say in my case, I just simply want to build my brand and then I just simply put a text. Oh, sorry. Okay, something like this. And then adjust the position. Okay, make it thicker or whatever, change to your font type. Okay, and then make it whatever color lah, dark, lighter color. Faham? Faham tak semua? Okay. Any question? Any question? Soalan? How to align the text? Okay. When you move your text, right, you will get a guideline, a smart guide. When you select your text, okay, let's say saya gerakkan text kan, nampak tak? Purple color line or pink color line. Okay, that is your smart guide. Okay, you move until dia ada satu line tengah-tengah macam ni. Can you see my screen? So it is aligned to the center. Alright. How to insert logo? Okay, how to insert logo? You go to File, and then you go to Place Embedded, and then choose your logo. And that logo must be, yang transparent lah. Any other question? Any other question? No question. All managed to do it. Okay, so hopefully you guys, you can create your own product image. All right, so here how to insert the text again. Okay, so let's say if I go to my type tool, can you see the type tool in your toolbar? Horizontal type tool, the T letter. Okay, click the horizontal type tool and then bring your cursor to the middle of your document. You click. Okay, you will see a small text over here because my size is very small. Okay, then you go to your move tool. Go to your move tool, press Ctrl T. You make it bigger. When you're making it bigger, hold your alternate key and drag. Okay, hold your alternate key, click and drag to make it bigger, then press enter. Now you need to change the text. By default, it will be lorem ipsum, right? So in your layer panel, there is a T, letter right, T. Double click the T. So it will highlight your text. Then you type your whatever text that you want to put. My logo, whatever lah, my product. Okay, then use your move tool. You can reposition. You can press Ctrl T. You can adjust the size. If you want to change the font, again, double click over here in the layer panel here. You can change from the top option up here. Okay. So let's say, for example, I remove this. I put my text over here. Okay, beauty product, don't use this type of font. Okay, use some curvy type of font also can. All right, so let's say I change to Edwardian. Do we have that? Don't have. Okay, then you have to find it lah. You go to Google font and then search for some handwriting font. Okay, and then you download and then you install. Okay, let's say this is the smallest I can get. All right. Okay, so that's it. Save your file as a PSB file. Okay, because earlier we already saved as, right? So you just save, file, save. After save, then you go to file, save a copy again. First, you need to save first. Save it as a PSB file. After save it as a PSB file, you go to file again, save a copy. Okay, save a copy, you change save as type to PNG, let's say. Okay, I save it as a PNG, and then I go to change my name to whatever, then go to save. Right, then click OK. So done. You can share that file later on your Google form, or you can post it on Instagram. All right, clear? Clear, everyone? All right. Okay, so that's it. Done with our class here. Any question you may ask? Okay, if no question, I'm going to share the form link. If you have the form link, you can submit now. If you don't have, get it from the chat box right now. Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, all right. Okay, great. Thanks, Arif. Thank you. Bye, everyone.